This is Kim the Humble Hermit from Come As You Are Oracle. I'm going to do the collective for today. Today is Saturday, May 3rd, 2025. You may follow me on the Talk, the Tube, the Lemonade, the Blue Sky Social, the Pinterest, my blog, or not. Totally up to you. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't. If it doesn't fit, don't make it fit. Whatever does fit, we're happy for you. That's awesome. Whatever does not, just leave it on the table for someone else. You don't need to take on energy that wasn't meant for you. We're going to use Rare Rebel. I hope everybody's enjoying their Saturday or Sunday or Friday or whatever the heck day it is, wherever you are. We got two on the table. Four on the table, 5 on the table, 6 on the table, 'Sorry, I feel like I got something in my eye. Other than my eye. Let's do 2 more shuffles. 2 more shuffles. 7 on the table. 1 more shuffle. We got 8 with bottom of the deck. Ooh, bottom of the deck, air element. Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. We're going to set this over here. We got self-love, friendship, vices and addictions, throat chakra, double-edged sword, choose wisely, trauma, and gentleness and grace. Feminine, masculine, take how it resonates. It doesn't matter. Okay, seriously, like there's something like, it feels like there's something in my eye. Like a hair or something. So, someone has a friend who lets their trauma run them. This is someone that doesn't want anybody around them to know what self-love means. They don't want anybody to know any type of healing energy, self-care, meditation, manifestations. Like, this is somebody that wants people to not necessarily be toxic, maybe low vibrational, like just wanting people to be blind. They don't want people to see. Because if the people around them wake up, like if their other friends, their family members, lovers, whatever, wake up and turn around and look at them, they're going to realize that whoever this person is, they're run by their vices and addictions because they have trauma that they don't want to deal with, that they refuse to deal with. This friend doesn't want anybody to talk about them, their issues. They don't want anybody to admit to their own issues because, again, that could possibly lead to some type of healing. This is somebody that is, and you guys know I hate this word, but they're stuck. They're stuck. They're holding themselves hostage in their vices and addictions, in their trauma, and they want everybody else to be there too. Because if everybody's steeped in their own trauma, their vices, their addictions, they're not paying attention to what's really going on. Whoever this friend is, they're a user, they're a liar, they're a cheater, energy vampire, toxic. This is somebody that knows what they're doing, and they know what other people are doing to themselves, and they allow it, they encourage it, because, again, they don't want anybody to wake up and see what's happening. There's nothing in the cards, but this could be somebody that does like black magic to try and keep people down to their level. Someone in their friend group, family group, lover, whatever the case might be, waking up and realizing, like, I don't want to be where I'm at anymore. And it's a double-edged sword for them, because now they're going to have to choose themselves or choose this friend with trauma and vices and addictions. That friend will probably make that choice for them, because they'll probably kick them to the curb when they realize, like, oh, like, you're going to go heal yourself? Oh, well, then you can't be here. Because whoever this other person is, they have their own trauma. But this is someone that's ready to work on themselves. This is someone that is ready to love on themselves, care for themselves, heal themselves. Like, they're finding their inner voice. Like, realizing that they need to speak up about, like, what they've been through, what they've seen, what's happened to them throughout their life. Trauma. You're never going to work through it unless you admit to what happened to you. You're never going to work through it unless you actually speak it out loud. You're never going to work through it unless you actually go over everything that ever happened to you in each circumstance, you know? You have to revisit those events in your life to get over them. And I mean, we never really get over them, technically, but as close as you can get. It's all about reliving those moments, recognizing, when you could have changed something, if you could have changed something, forgiving yourself for not. forgiving others if you're able, if the circumstances allow. That's all a part of healing. And whoever this healing person is, they should show themselves some gentleness and grace. Or they are, with the self-love. But whoever this friend is not. And it could even be like a friend group, a community, a family, however you want to phrase that. Multiple people, like I said, that just kind of follow along, kind of follow each other. Like they all live in a low vibration, if not toxic, if not karmic. Like I said, very stuck energy, even though I don't really like to use that term. It's kind of easy to use that term. But like I said, this person, whoever this friend is, they could be using black magic to keep everybody where they are. And the black magic could just be as easy as saying something, speaking it into existence. Like, I want so-and-so not to move forward. I want so-and-so to always be stuck at that job. I want so-and-so to never have a good boyfriend or girlfriend. I want so-and-so to never have any money. Like, that kind of thing. Like, I want so-and-so to do naughty things, even though deep down inside they would know that they're not right. You know, like, it's just... I'm of the personal belief that, because I was in that energy, right? Like this reading resonates for me because I was in that energy with the ex-best friend. She lived a very toxic, karmic, low vibrational lifestyle. I assume she still does. I was in that energy though. I was doing that as well on my own. I don't look at it like she was doing black magic and she was forcing me. I mean, she could think she was. I don't really believe that. Like, even if she was, putting something out into the ether, I was making poor decisions for myself. But the thing is at the end of 2022, September 16th, 2022, like I finally, like it clicked and I got the hell out of there. And I never went back. So, and I was just watching this in another reader's read. So I'm going to talk about it cuz it needs to be said, I think. Once I left and I got out of that situation, once I finally stopped talking to her, cuz I talked to her 3 times after I left in September. I think the last time I talked to her was like October, November of 2022. It has now been over 2 years, 2.5 years now, right? It'll be 3 years, October and November of this year. I will never reach out to her again. I will never contact her, call her, text her, email her. If I run into her, I'm going to do my best to go the other way. Like, I could care less. I don't wish her any ill will, but I don't want to have anything to do with her. And when you stand in that energy, when you've recognized that you need to put yourself first, when you've dealt with your trauma and you continue to deal with your trauma, and you've kicked your vices and addictions for the most part, right? I mean, I still like cake, I'm not gonna lie. But like, I don't drink anymore, I don't drug anymore. I've been celibate. It'll be almost 2 years. there's nothing that she could say or do to hold me or pull me back to where I was in 2022. There's nothing that she could do or say. Like, I'm already too far gone, you know? You know, where readers are like, oh, you're on a whole nother timeline from this person. In reality, I am. Like, she's still stuck back in 2022. Hell, she's still probably stuck back in 1987 for all I know. Like, I'm so far ahead. And it's not because I'm quote unquote better or anything like that. Like, oh, you think you're the better human. No, I'm just the human that's healing. I'm the human that continues to move forward. When life throws shit at me, I work through it and I keep going. I keep moving. I don't fall back. I don't go back to old patterns. I don't go back to booze and drugs and dicking around. Like, I don't do that. Like, I keep going forward. Even if it means it's going to take me longer, even if it means I'm going to have to work harder, I keep moving forward. Whatever she might think of me, whatever she might put out into the ethers, whatever black magic she thinks she might be spewing or conjuring up in her kitchen, it's not doing her any good, and it's doing absolutely nothing to me. And you could say, well, Kim, if she's doing black magic and you're having life throw shit at you, isn't that the black magic? I mean, it could be, it could not be. But does it matter? I keep moving. Resilience at its finest. I don't give a shit what she's doing in her kitchen or in the graveyard down the street. You know what I mean? Like, I don't care about that shit. I don't put sorry, I got like something in my teeth. I don't put stock into that. Do I know that there's dark witches out there doing hoodoo, voodoo, witch bullshit? Yeah, of course I do. I don't do that. I don't pull out my cauldron and put eyes of newt in there and dead birds and feathers and rocks and whatever the hell else they throw in there and be like, oh, I want so and so to not make it in this lifetime. Who does that? We know who does that. A dark ass evil entity. That's who does that. Someone I always say rung. Someone run by the devil. Devil energy. Energy vampire. Soul sucker. Whatever label you want to put on that person. If she's in her kitchen in Twin Lakes, Wisconsin, doing that with her sister and her sister's friend and her little friends, and congratulations. I'm glad you're wasting your time. Because even if I thought that had an effect on me, I'm going to keep going. I was watching another reader earlier and she was talking about dark magic and stuff like that. But, you know, if you don't really believe in that, if you don't really put stock into that, then it's not there. Then it doesn't touch you. And if you're someone that works for God, if you're someone that believes in the divine, if you're someone that puts blessings out there and receives blessings in return, you're going to be protected. Protected enough to where that shit isn't going to matter. Nor should it. Like I said, fuck it. Fuck it. Let them put a bunch of bullshit into a bucket and boil it on the campfire and wish you ill will. Let them keep doing that. Let them. What's that tattoo? Let them. Let them. Keep going. You keep moving forward. Whoever this is, whoever this self-love person is, keep moving forward. Fuck that shit. Let them waste their time. Let them grow old in the dark woods. What have I said about the moon? Everybody's always like, oh, you're out there in the moonlight. You're doing witch magic in the dark. Well, you're not in the dark. You're lit by the moon. The moon sees you. God sees you. Your ancestors see you. Your angels see you. Everybody sees you when you're out in the dark woods doing magic, black magic. You're not in the dark. You know you're not in the dark. You do it on purpose because, sorry, I should say they do it on purpose because they think they're taunting God or they're taunting you or your ancestors or your angels, when really they just look like fools. Why do you think the fool card exists? Yeah, it could mean happiness, but it could also mean you're just a fucking fool. Like, let's just be honest. I don't put stock in that shit. Whoever this is, I mean, let them keep doing what they're doing. Let them live in their vices and addictions. Let them ignore their trauma. That shit eats away at you. I mean, think about it. I didn't start healing myself until 2023. I was 42 going on 43. Do you know how much shit I put up with in my life? I've told you guys before. Raped 3 times, sexually assaulted 3 times, physically assaulted once, lived with an abusive family member my whole life, emotional, mental, and verbal abuse. Can you imagine where I would be now if I had figured all of that out, like in my 20s? Like if I had just like pulled my head out of my ass and been like, oh shit. Like I need to get out of here. I need to get away from these assholes. Like seriously, where would I be today if I had done that in my 20s? And don't get me wrong, I don't regret, everything is an experience. Everything is a lesson. And it's not like for the last, those 42, 43 years, like every moment was so freaking horrible. No, of course not. Of course not. And in actuality, the good moments outweigh the bad moments. But it's always those little bad moments that you remember, right? But I don't regret it. I don't regret it. Everything was a lesson. And I did what I did when I did it. And that's how it was supposed to be. Everything always plays out the way it's supposed to be. I've always had faith and hope, and I will continue to do so. That's why when I even get like a whiff of like black magic, or again, as I call it, hoodoo, voodoo, BS, no offense to the voodoo people, it doesn't really, like at this point, it doesn't faze me. Like keep doing whatever you're doing. Keep living your low vibration. Keep being karmic. Keep being toxic. Eventually, everyone around you will see. Eventually, those people eventually everyone will see and realize, every day, a family, a group, a community falls because one person is seen for who they are, and they all realize that they were following an entity and not a human. I mean, they would look at it as they're following a trash human being, or a piece of garbage, or a piece of shit, right? But in reality, they're following an entity. Because once we get in that low vibration, that karmic, that toxic state, and you surpass you surpass that dark energy and you just keep going, like that's entity. That's someone that, has basically sold their soul to the other side. Because you have chance after chance after chance to rectify it, to clear your energy, to heal yourself, and you don't. And finally, God's like, fine, I hope you enjoy it. I hope you enjoy the rest of the ride, because it ain't going to be pretty. I gave you chance after chance. And communities fall all the time because they wake up and they see the person that they were following. And they're like, holy fuck, why was I following that idiot? You know, like, who did they think they are? Who did I think I was? I mean, there's people out there that don't even realize they're followers, you know? But they are. I don't think there's anything about choosing in this reading. I think whoever this self-love person is, they're choosing themselves. They're choosing to be gentle with themselves. They're choosing to allow themselves grace. They're choosing to heal their trauma. And they're moving on from whatever else is here. Whatever dark entity is here in the background. And they're going to talk about their experiences, as they should. Everybody should. I've said this before. Tell your story. Always tell your story. I talk about my story all the damn time. I don't care. That shit is so far back in the past for me, you know? It doesn't matter. All right, I'm going to leave it there. I hope it resonated for you. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope, if anything, you found it entertaining. It's really nice here today. I sat out in the sun for like an hour. When my head started to snap back and forth, like I was drowsing, dozing in the sun, I was like, yeah, I got to get up and go eat my lunch. All right. I hope everybody has a good one. I'll talk to you later. Bye.